Hi lovelies. Today I wanted to do something special. I was just thinking the amount of times that I've already got makeup on from the day and my evening plans might change or something just comes up and I'd like to do a little more for the evening. So this is probably the most basic I ever do. Just a bit of eyeliner, lashes, sometimes I won't even do eyeliner, a tiny bit of a bronzed look on the lid. Definitely fill my eyebrows and just very basic powder foundation, concealer, and for moisture I use a setting spray which is full of beautiful essential oils just to bring a little bit of that glowiness back into my skin when you're using powders, and of course bronzer. So that's all I've got on at the moment, but I'd like to sort of brighten it up a little bit for the evening, and I might do a lipstick rather than a lip gloss or a combination or something like that. We'll see how we go. But the real motivation for my chat with you guys today is how important it is to check your kids' vision. Wow. So we do have a strong family history. My husband does have an eye concern that we knew was strongly genetic, and my son did probably get it from his dad, but I professionally do work with eyes, hence the all eyes and the title of alias, and so I've been checking, and kids grow really fast, and in the last 6 weeks I've noticed that his concern has become more of a regular thing, and in the last 2 weeks it's just not going away. And so I took him down to the optometrist, which in Australia that's your first place to go. You don't go to the GP, you don't go to the naturalist or the herbalist or anything like that. You go straight to your optometrist, and 80% of the time it will be glasses as the treatment. If you saw an eye specialist and came to somebody like myself, like an orthoptist, I would also say in this particular scenario you want to do glasses. So just to give a bit of background, my husband's right eye turns in, so kind of does one of those. Not all the time, it's completely straight when he's wearing his glasses. He's long-sighted, and a lot of the time when you're long-sighted the muscles just can't handle that and they do try to overcompensate, and one of them will just turn inwards. And that's what's happening now with my son. Now that he's a bit bigger, his face is growing, he's trying to do more near work because he's now 4.5, he's at kinder. He's doing a lot of drawing, he's an amazing drawer and he loves it. He loves playing with Play-Doh and all that sort of stuff, so a lot of near work. I try to limit screen time, but he does get more than I'd like for him to have. Especially that there's 2 of them and they do often fight over it and things like that. So it's a little bit of compromise there, which we're, as he gets older and can be sort of talked to a bit more, we are trying to reduce a bit. So yeah, so that's where we're at with the eyes, with his eyes. But yeah, if you're not trained, then it's going to be very hard to pick this up. None of his teachers in 2 different kinders picked it up. In fact, when I told them he's probably going to need glasses, they kind of went, oh, what for? You know, and really the only person that was really aware of it was my mum. She picked it up first, before me, before my best friend who is a pediatric orthoptist, who granted only had photos to go by because she hadn't seen him in a little while because she was overseas and things like that. But all of us kind of went, no, it kind of comes and goes. It kind of comes and goes. It'll sort itself out, and it didn't. It got worse. His second cousin has the same thing, and his dad has the same thing. His aunt, dad's aunt has the same thing, and dad's mum, so grandma, has the same thing. So it was pretty likely, good chance that it was going to come through. And how do we make this into something a little bit more fabulous? So I've got the one thing that's sort of letting me do this at the moment, I feel, is the fact that I'm wearing a pencil liner, not a jet liner. It wouldn't matter too much because you can always go over the bit that gets covered in powder if you needed to clean it up, or you could always thicken the line, things like that. But it does help with a pencil because even when they set, I feel like they still have a little bit of movement. But it is going to encourage me with what I'm going to do, because it is a grey, it's called a charcoal. It's actually, didn't realise it's probably not the most even job I've ever done. Charcoal colour, so I'm going to stick with that theme. Right, so I'm going to go in with a Nutrimetics chocolate, just like these. Don't fall out. So with this colour here, just a little bit of product, and I'm going to take it into the corners. Because I've already done the sort of catty kind of finish here, I'm just going to extend that a little bit and just take it up. Just there, just about halfway, like always. Yeah, so kids are hard because, especially for mum, they're not going to exactly sit straight and look at a target, or you know, they're not going to have their head perfectly facing straight ahead or anything like that. They're kids. They're moving around a lot. They're, you know, they're playing. They're pulling faces. Well, my son pulls a lot of faces in order to send my friend, the beautiful Alessandra, shout out, photos of him with this, what I thought was showing his cross eye. You know, he was doing things like that, you know, looking around. I'll post up some photos maybe if I find some of his silly faces that I sent her, where I can actually see the turn, but it might not be that obvious. So I'm going to follow up with a bit of light blue. It's almost like a whitish silvery kind of finish because it is a shimmer. Well, it's actually, you know what, it looks matte in the palette to be honest, but I do know it's a shimmer because I have used it before. Got this sort of, I don't know, last minute kind of reflection to it. I'm just going to fill in the lid. Okay, and now I'm going to do it, so do a little bit of a different method than if you've seen my other posts that I've done so far. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buff it out, or blend it out with a new colour. Because these two colours are cool tones, I feel more comfortable putting them together. And then I just want to warm it up. And so when I want to do that, rather than actually introduce a third colour where you just have like this boom, boom, boom kind of transitional look, which is all over YouTube at the moment, I actually want to do kind of just a warming up. Right, so for that warming up colour, I'm actually going to go for this purple. So what I want to do, and notice I'm using all the same brush because, you know, when your plans change, you don't exactly have time to, you know, fuddle around that. And I'm straight away using a brush that I know will give me good blending, good packing, and it's got that tip so I can get into all the bits and pieces that I need to. So I just packed it on like that. And what I'm going to do now is just very lightly dust over it, like that. Mostly going towards the corner. Alright, and that's the finished eye look. Now, like I said to you before, I do want to intensify those lines. I've got a little visitor in here.
Video, Mama.
Yeah, got a brand new product that I want to show you guys what I'm going to use today to fix up this a little bit smudged already from the day eyeliner, but not go as hard as a liquid gel liner that I've shown in the previous videos. This is a brand new product. It's actually a bit of an evolution on an older product that they had. So this is a Glide liquid eyeliner. It's got the finest, most beautiful tip on it, and if it goes on, if I was to draw it on my hand, just sort of go really fine on it there. Or if I wanted to, I could probably go really thick too. So you get a lot of control. It's a very flexible tip. Okay, let's see what we can do with this in the thing. So I always hold up put my finger to where my eyebrow ends, just so I remember where I'm going or where I'm coming from. And I just want to redefine that line that's been there all day. So that's the first little look. And I could totally do this with liquid liner, the dip one. I think I just wanted to try this out, and I just like how subtle it is. It doesn't really contrast as much as the dip one would, and it's not as sort of thick, and it sort of goes dry very quickly as well, whereas the other one does tend to stay wet a little while, which is a great feature, but not for my purposes right now. Definitely loving this. Da da da. Da da da. So now you see very, very slight. I mean, only because we're looking very close. You still do see the separation between where the wing liner is and where the pencil is. And I was trying to go for a smoky kind of look for the evening. So bear in mind, it does get dark very late here. So that evening sun, it's so hot, guys, right now in Australia. Oh my goodness. So I'm going along with the purple. I'm just going to pick up this. I'm just going to show you on this applicator. I'm not going to use this applicator, but just to show you the colour. That's the colour there. Just a cool purple, just to sort of stick with the theme. And I'm going to use this very thin brush. Okay, so I'm going to try. But anyway, hopefully you saw it on the other spoolie. And I'm just going to give it a spray. I have to just sort of mention that I've had no problem using either sprays or water and going into the product in the past, but I heard somebody on YouTube say that it may actually change the formula. So if you're planning to keep your that actual eyeshadow or product for a while, you may actually over time sort of cake up the product because you're introducing new ingredients. I can't say I've had that experience with the Nutrimetics makeup too much because it's all mineral, and I haven't had that much. I've never sort of experienced it with the BH Cosmetics eyeshadows that I've got as well, but I have with the Sephora brand stuff that I have. I've used a Yves Saint Laurent palette in the past that's, I thought, oh, why is it caking up for no reason? It must be getting old. Probably the water I was putting in there, or the liquids I was putting in there. So I'm now going to, for the longevity purposes of my palette that I've had a while and it's still fine, but now that I've heard that, I can't unhear it. So I'm just going to use the brush that went in dry and got wet after the fact, just to draw a very smoky pencil line. Now remember that I've got a grey pencil on and I'm just smoking it out by feathering this very thin brush right over the top. Look at that. Cute. And the great thing about wetting them is no fallout. Actually, I don't really get fallout with these shadows too much anyway, but yeah, this is nice. Got literally nothing. Cool. Okay, just lips left to go. I really love this pencil. It's practically a perfect match. So it's just practically the exact same colour as my lips. So let's try and wind it out. I use this a lot. So I'm just gonna go right above my natural lip line. I don't want to overline too much, but my top lip is very thin. Okay, connection. The boys are gathering outside the door. That's so cute. Alright, nearly done. Okay, so a little bit of a hold up just because I couldn't find my lipstick brush. I washed them all, so anyway, I'm just going to do a lipstick now. I'm going to go for the colour Rosy, because I love it. I hope it's still called Rosy. I have it as Rosy. So it's this colour here. Okay, and I like to start where the liner stopped and work inwards. I remember years ago when there was the royal wedding on, there was a vote online with what colour, or what colour most closely to what Nutrimetics have Kate Middleton would wear for her wedding, and everyone voted for this colour, Rosy. It's got a bit of a mauve quality to it, even though it's pink. So it's got sort of, it sits somewhere between neutral mauve and pink, which makes it a really nice all-rounder. Yeah, just meet it up, marry it up with that liner. Pretty happy with that. I don't even think I'm going to go for a gloss over this. I'm pretty happy with the way it looks already. There you go. So that's my day to evening makeup repair. There you go. I could probably use a little bit more bronzer, but you know what? I'm okay. This is good. Got a nice contour still going on from before. The powder's set all day so far. So it's been about 7 hours of wear, or 8 hours of wear, and it's still staying on pretty strong. Pretty happy with it. Okay, just to finish, the most important part is the setting spray. Just added all that new layer on. I do want it to blend in with the layers that have had a longer relationship with my skin today, and for it all to sort of set. So just, okay. And I have been going a bit lighter with my under skin products because I don't like the build-up of primers, so I very rarely use a primer. I do use a sunscreen, I do use a moisturizer, and I do let them set in my skin before I apply makeup. Having said that, and I do use the oil-based cleanser as well, so I feel like I'm already putting a lot of moisture in my skin, but my skin is very, very dry. So what I was doing also is, in areas that I feel like the makeup wasn't really sitting, I'd put primer there. And I've stopped doing that, and my skin is happier, first of all. Gotta say that, my skin's a lot happier now, for various reasons, not just that, but it does help. And I know I'm still going to get that extra bit of glossy moisture and not feel all cakey and powdery, thanks to this guy. Alright, hope you guys have an amazing night, day, whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you back next time. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, do all those sort of things. There's heaps more coming. I'm really working on a lot of ideas. As long as my boys let me, I will find the time to shoot it all. Thanks for coming along on the journey with me.